Hi Pisces, welcome to Mystic Morpho. First, I wanted to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the channel, to anyone who has liked, shared, commented on my previous videos. I really do appreciate all the energy, all the support. The channel is really growing, so I really do appreciate all of the energy, all of the activity around the channel. So thank you all so very much. I had a little bit of an accident last weekend. I broke both of my wrists snowboarding, so I didn't want to delay. I did want to get these readings out for you guys for February, just because I know that, especially with the Valentine's Day holiday coming up, we really want to see what's going on with love. So I'm going to be doing a slightly different shuffle today. I will be pulling 3 cards from the Art of Life Tarot deck by Charlene Livingstone, and then looking at the bottom of the deck for overarching energy. And then at the very end of the reading, I will pull 1 card from the Romance Angels Oracle deck for a little more clarity in the situation, or one final message to wrap up the reading. Just bear with me. It is a little bit harder to shuffle today. And, but again, I really have appreciated all the energy around the channel. So I just want to keep this, I want to keep the momentum going. And, that being said, also do keep in mind these messages are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. So please be sure to check out your moon, your rising, and your Venus sign. Venus, especially for love readings, as you may find a little more clarity there for you. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started with your reading. Angels, guides, saints, what messages do you have for the lovely sign of Pisces for the first half of February 2019? Dates February 1st to the 15th, 2019. Lovely sign of Pisces for the first half of February 2019. So Pisces, I will hold these up for you so you can see. This is also not my usual space, so visiting some family during this situation. Anyway, so you have the 2 of Swords. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man chooseth, so is he. You have the Strength card. He knows not his own strength that hath not met adversity. You have the High Priestess. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and you know what you want. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the 2 of Wands. The first step towards getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. Okay. So, Pisces, the feeling I'm getting from this is that I feel like you are juggling 2 people at the moment. And the feeling is that, and it's not necessarily that it's someone from the past, although it could be, but I feel like you've been putting yourself out there, you've been dating a bit, and perhaps through all of this you have met 2 people that you're pretty interested in. You may have a Leo on the table. Sorry, you may have a Leo in your life. I also have air energy, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I also have fire, so it could be Aries, Sagittarius, or again, strong Leo. So you may be dealing with 2 of these different people. And the feeling I'm getting is that you're feeling a little bit of indecisiveness with the decision, because I feel as though that these 2 people, I feel like they're very different in a way. And it's sort of like, this feeling I'm getting is that there's a certain element with each person. One is perhaps a little bit more fiery and passionate, and you really enjoy time with them, but maybe they don't necessarily tell you all the things you want to hear. Like maybe they're a little bit standoffish, but when you're together, it's very exciting, it's very passionate, you have a lot of fun with them, but you're like, I don't know how stable this is. And then the other person, I don't want to say that they're necessarily boring, but like, I think you're in a way comparing the two, and you're thinking on this decision. It's sort of like you've gotten to a certain place with each person that it's either like, okay, either time to, move forward or release this person kind of thing. And so this feeling I'm getting is you're coming to this point early February, and especially when holidays like Valentine's Day come up, it's sort of like, okay, what, it makes you start to think about like, who do I want to celebrate this holiday with, or who, in the future, who do I want to celebrate things with? Who do I really want to be with? And the feeling I'm getting is that it's sort of like head over heart decision is what I'm getting from this. And that from a heart standpoint, you like this person who's very fiery and energetic, and, they're kind of like, they've got all, and they may even have a lot of admirers already, but you're just like, oh, I'm so happy to be with this person. But you also have this other person on the side who's very solid, who's very understanding, who it's almost like you feel like they're too good of a person for you in a sense. And you're kind of, the feeling I'm getting is that you're sort of hesitating because I don't want to say you're boring, sense. I know I mentioned that just before, but in the sense that you kind of know what you're getting from it. And they're just very kind. And maybe sometimes we like that chase, right? Sometimes we like that fiery, powerful energy. But the feeling I'm getting is that this is a decision that you have to come to, and having two twos here, this is, that you are juggling, but it is a positive thing to be in a coupled type situation. But you want to start to think long-term as well. And that's where the Strength card comes in, because I think it's a matter of listening, and the High Priestess, because they're calling you, these are 2 major arcana out of 4 cards, right? And these are good cards to get. You're needing to follow that intuition, right? Like, you have the strength to observe each situation, each relationship for what it is, and seeing the pros and cons of each. And perhaps this, when push comes to shove, especially, when you get injured or something bad happens, it's a moment for you to think about, where do I stand with each of these people? Like, who at the end of the day will be there to fully support and be there through the thick and thin. And yes, it's exciting to be in a passionate relationship with someone, but sometimes, and not to say it doesn't, but sometimes passion doesn't fully relate to groundedness and solidness and a good foundation with someone, when you really need that reciprocated in a relationship, right? And if you're thinking long-term with someone, it's almost like kindness goes so much farther than passion in some regard, right? Because you also want someone who's going to be a best friend, who's not going to judge you, who's not going to, be upset about the little stuff. Like they will, this other person that I'm feeling for you, the one who may not necessarily be the overly exciting, passionate one, I feel like they have a really good heart. Like they have a really strong, I think with a traditional tarot with a Strength card, it's a woman and a lion, and it's not by brute force is she opening his mouth. She's coercing him. It's this gentle way of helping the situation. And that's what I'm feeling from this second person, that you may feel like you're overlooking them right now, and you may not even really be giving them as much time of day as this other person, because the other person is very exciting and they're fun and you do a lot of great things with them and stuff. But I don't necessarily feel like this other person will, it's sort of like, I feel like they'll blow over in the wind in a way. Like they'll, they're very exciting and passionate and everything, but as soon as some kind of tumultuous event happens or something to that effect, I feel like that person may not stand their ground. Whereas this other person, the second person that I'm feeling for you, They really are a good, solid person. And I do feel like the more you do get to open up and know them, you will find that there are good things about this person that do surprise you, that, oh my God, like there could be passion there. Like there really could be, you know, or, oh, I didn't realize you were into that thing, or you were a little bit more exotic or whatever than I realized in some way, shape, or form. It's sort of like you're afraid of settling for a safe bet is how I'm feeling for you, Pisces. But sometimes those people are the ones that really surprise you the most, because because you don't have to question where they're coming from. You don't have to question, you know, their integrity and the fact that they do care about you, where sometimes, again, people who are a little bit more passion fiery, you feel like they may not, you know what I mean? It's sort of the feeling that they may not be there when you really need them to be there, right? And so it's this call to you again, Pisces, to listen to your intuition, to think about what you truly want from a relationship. Are you looking for the long term? And, you know, it's okay to have, and I'm not saying it's not okay to, you know, it's okay to go out and have fun, passionate relationships and flings and things like that. But when you're starting to think about long term, and I think a lot of us, you know, most of us, when we get into something, we do want to see long term potential in something. But this is your call to listen to that intuition of what you really want. And do you know, look deep inside, feel deep inside about each of these individuals, and who do you really feel would provide that for you? Who do you really feel would be with you through all of it, that really would, you know, dote on you and care for you, and, you know, would drop everything if something happened, right? And it does make us think about that further in a sense, but it's a matter of you listening to your intuition, you know. And again, you have free will. You can do whatever you want. Like if you really don't like this other person, or you really just don't feel the chemistry is there or whatever, you know, that's okay. Like you don't necessarily have to choose the second person. You have this free will. But I'm reading the cards as thus that, you know, you are coming to a decision on this. You will move forward with one or two of these people. But I do feel that this is spirit, and these are my guides telling me, like, listen to your intuition. Think long term on this, right? Because if you truly want to move forward with someone, who is going to be the more viable option for you? And, you know, I think you will be pleasantly surprised. Ultimately, I'm feeling is stay open. Stay open to the maybe possibly more boring person, quote unquote boring, but I feel like they will surprise you. There will be something, if you do choose to be with this person because you know it is ultimately good for you, and they do meet all the needs that you're looking for in a good relationship, that the feeling I'm getting is that, you know, this is something good and solid, and it will continue to grow, and you'll be in such a wonderful relationship with this person, and you'll be so thankful that you made that decision, that you chose to listen, you know, feel that intuition, you know, listen to your gut, and ultimately go with someone who may not have been the most exciting person initially, but that will help grow the relationship, because you can kind of bring that passion within the relationship, within each other, right? So I'm going to pull one card from the Romance Angels Oracle deck. I hope that helps for those of you that this resonates with. Spirit angels, guides, saints, what messages do you have for the lovely sign of Pisces, the first half of February? Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So this may be something to, the feel I'm getting from this a little bit also for you Pisces is, it's the word tradition is coming to mind, and perhaps this first person that you're thinking of who's very exciting, passionate, they may differ a lot from you. You know, there may be a different religion. Culturally, they might be very different, but it's exciting because you're sort of like, they're very different from me and I like something other than myself, kind of thing. And this other person, the second person that I'm feeling for you, they may be a little bit more traditional. They may remind you of, you know, your mother or your father, or, you know, someone who is very relatable to your family is what I'm feeling from this. And you're kind of like, well, I know who my family is. But sometimes there is also something to be said for being able to relate to someone on that sort of level. Because again, in the long term, you know, if you're happy with how, you know, you've turned out, like you know, from a solid foundation, you know, from the family you came from, you know, sometimes we do connect with people that, you know, whether we like it or not, we do connect with people that, you know, come from similar backgrounds as ourselves. You know, and again, it's not to say that it wouldn't work with this other person who is different from you. And I'm truly one to believe in, you know, we are all connected. You know, we can love every person, no matter their background, no matter their religion. But I just feel like from a standpoint of love in this specific situation, you know, tradition also isn't a bad thing, right? It's not, you know, especially if you feel like you can connect with someone on a certain level and they feel comfortable to you. Sometimes that is a lot. Sometimes that's very hard to find in a lot of relationships. So this is your decision, Pisces. You know, it's up to you ultimately, but this is what Spirit has wanted me to show you and ultimately give you this feedback, give you this guidance. So if this resonated with you guys, please give me a like, share, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to hit that bell so you're alerted to when I upload more videos. Again, thank you so much for bearing with me with my casts. I will be in these for a few more weeks, so you'll probably see them for my mid-month readings in February. And thank you all so very much. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you.